7 common fruits that dissolve blood clots overnight. Doctors are shocked. Have you ever felt a sudden numbness in your leg, or woken up with unexplained chest pain and shortness of breath? Your body might be warning you. Blood clots kill more Americans each year than breast cancer, AIDS, and car accidents combined, yet most people have no idea they're at risk until it's too late. The pharmaceutical industry wants you to believe expensive medications are your only defense. But what if nature already provided the solution? Scientists have discovered 7 ordinary fruits with extraordinary power to dissolve dangerous blood clots and clean your arteries naturally. These fruits work so effectively that some doctors are now recommending them alongside traditional treatments, and the results have shocked medical professionals. Today I'm going to reveal these 7 life-saving fruits, exactly how to eat them for maximum benefit, and the simple morning routine that could save your life. This isn't just about preventing heart attacks or strokes. It's about reclaiming your energy, improving circulation, and feeling vibrant at any age. Let me ask you something important before we begin. Have you ever experienced unexplained swelling in your legs after a long flight or car ride? Or maybe you've noticed that one calf sometimes feels warmer than the other, with skin that looks slightly redder than usual? These subtle signs matter. Most people dismiss these warning signals as simple fatigue or aging, but what if they're actually early indicators of something much more serious brewing inside? The CDC estimates that up to 900,000 Americans suffer from blood clots annually, with about 100,000 of those cases ending fatally, often with no prior warning. What's truly frightening is that 50% of blood clots form with absolutely no symptoms until they've already caused significant damage or reached a critical location. Modern medicine offers blood thinners like warfarin and heparin, but these come with serious risks, from dangerous bleeding episodes to liver damage and bone weakening. What doctors rarely mention is that nature has already created perfect blood-thinning solutions that work without these harsh side effects or expensive prescriptions. Ancient healing traditions from cultures around the world have used specific fruits to maintain healthy circulation for thousands of years before modern medicine existed. Now, cutting-edge research from universities like Harvard, Stanford, and Oxford has confirmed what traditional healers always knew: certain fruits can save your heart. Stay with me until the very end to discover the surprising peel trick that multiplies the blood-thinning power of the final fruit by up to 400%. Maria was just 52 when she noticed the swelling in her left calf. As a busy teacher, she ignored it for days until the pain became unbearable. In the emergency room, doctors found a massive deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot that could have broken loose and traveled to her lungs or brain at any moment. After her recovery, Maria's cardiologist recommended something surprising: adding a daily handful of red grapes to her diet alongside her prescribed medication. The reason? Red grapes contain resveratrol, a natural compound that works almost identically to aspirin in preventing platelets from sticking together. Studies from the University of Connecticut found that resveratrol can reduce clot formation by up to 75% when consumed regularly for just 2 weeks. Resveratrol works by inhibiting a specific platelet enzyme called phosphodiesterase, which normally triggers the clumping process that leads to dangerous clots. This mechanism is nearly identical to how prescription blood thinners work, but without the risk of catastrophic bleeding that comes with those medications. A 2017 study in the Journal of Biochemical and Molecular Toxicology found that resveratrol also helps activate proteins that regulate your body's clotting cascade. One of these proteins, plasminogen activator, actually helps your body dissolve clots that have already formed, something most prescription medications can't even do. But here's what most people get wrong. The highest concentration of resveratrol isn't in the juicy flesh, it's in the skin and seeds many people throw away. The deeper the red color, the higher the resveratrol content. Those dark purple grapes at your grocery store? They're practically natural blood thinners. Concord grapes contain up to 10 times more resveratrol than regular red grapes, making them the ideal choice if you're specifically targeting blood clot prevention. Organic grapes are worth the extra cost here. Pesticides can reduce resveratrol production in the grape skin by up to 40%, according to Michigan State University research. For maximum benefit, eat them whole, unwashed, with the skin intact, or freeze them for a refreshing snack that preserves their clot-fighting compounds longer. The freezing process actually ruptures cell walls in the grape skin, increasing the bioavailability of resveratrol when you consume them, according to Cornell scientists. Just 1 cup of red grapes daily could significantly reduce your risk of dangerous blood clots, especially if you're over 40, sit for long periods, or have a family history. For those concerned about sugar content, there's good news: the resveratrol in grapes actually improves insulin sensitivity, helping to offset the fruit's natural sugars. The timing matters too. Consuming grapes in the morning gives your body all day to utilize their protective compounds when clot risk is statistically highest. But what if you're among the 30% of Americans who don't digest grapes well? That's where our second life-saving fruit comes in. Imagine a blood clot like a tangled fishing net inside your blood vessel. What you need is something to gently break down that net, strand by strand. That's exactly what kiwi fruit does, thanks to a rare enzyme called actinidin that specifically targets fibrin, the protein that forms the structure of clots. In 2019, researchers in New Zealand discovered something remarkable. People who ate just 2 kiwis daily saw a 15% decrease in blood platelet aggregation in just 28 days. This reduction in platelet stickiness isn't minor. It represents a fundamental change in how your blood cells interact and can prevent dangerous clumping. Millions of platelets flow through your bloodstream right now, each one programmed to stick to others at the first sign of damage, sometimes when they shouldn't. Actinidin interrupts this process by changing the shape of receptor proteins on the platelet surface, making them less likely to bind inappropriately to each other. That might not sound impressive until you realize it's comparable to the effect of low-dose aspirin, but without the bleeding risks or stomach irritation. A breakthrough study at the University of Oslo found that kiwi contains a unique trio of compounds that work synergistically to maintain healthy blood flow. First, actinidin breaks down excess fibrin. Second, vitamin E prevents oxidative damage to blood vessels. Third, potassium helps regulate pressure and circulation. The Norwegian researchers were so impressed by these results that they've begun clinical trials to develop a concentrated kiwi extract for patients with clot disorders. Kiwi also contains more vitamin C than oranges, which strengthens blood vessel walls and prevents the oxidative damage that can trigger clot formation in the first place. Strong vessel walls are crucial because damaged vessels expose collagen fibers that instantly activate the clotting cascade, exactly what we're trying to prevent. Most people eat kiwi wrong, though. To get the full enzyme benefit, eat it slightly underripe when enzymes are most active, and don't peel it completely. The fuzzy skin contains 3 times more fiber and antioxidants than the flesh, plus compounds that specifically target arterial inflammation. You can soften the skin by gently rolling the fruit against a clean countertop with light pressure, making it more palatable while preserving its nutrients. Gold kiwi varieties contain even higher levels of actinidin than green ones, making them a superior choice if they're available in your local market. For those concerned about blood clots, try this simple morning ritual. Eat 2 kiwis on an empty stomach, skin and all, about 30 minutes before breakfast. A University of Oslo study found this timing maximizes enzyme activity and gives you protection throughout the day when clot risk is highest. That window from 6 a.m. to noon is when most heart attacks and strokes occur, so having these protective compounds circulating during that time is crucial. But what if you need something that not only prevents new clots but also helps clear existing plaque from your arteries? That's where our next fruit shines. Your arteries aren't just tubes carrying blood, they're living tissue that can become inflamed, damaged, and clogged with the sticky plaque that leads to heart attacks. Enter papaya, a tropical fruit containing papain, an enzyme so powerful at breaking down protein that it's used commercially as a meat tenderizer. Inside your body, papain works like a gentle drain cleaner, dissolving the protein structures in arterial plaque and helping your body flush them away naturally. This enzyme is so effective at breaking down tough protein fibers that surgeons actually use medical-grade papain to dissolve damaged spinal discs during surgery. When consumed regularly, papain targets the fibrous proteins in arterial plaque without harming the healthy tissue of your vessel walls, a remarkable feat. Most medications can't achieve this level of selective action, which is why papaya has become the subject of intense research at leading cardiology centers. A 2016 clinical trial published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology found that participants who consumed papaya extract daily lowered their LDL cholesterol by 16%. Even more impressively, their HDL, good, cholesterol increased by 22%, creating the optimal ratio that cardiologists say is crucial for preventing arterial clots. The study's lead researcher, Dr. Amal Aguha, called papaya one of the most promising natural treatments for arterial health they had ever investigated. Beyond cholesterol benefits, papaya contains powerful proteolytic enzymes that can actually digest the proteins holding arterial plaque together at its core. As plaque dissolves, blood flow improves, blood pressure normalizes, and your risk of sudden cardiac events drops dramatically according to research from Taiwan. Papaya also contains an often overlooked nutrient called choline that reduces levels of homocysteine, an amino acid directly linked to clot formation and heart attacks. Just a small piece of papaya provides approximately 10% of your daily choline needs, helping regulate this crucial aspect of cardiovascular health. The fruit's high carotenoid content provides additional protection by preventing oxidation of LDL cholesterol, the primary trigger for plaque formation. For maximum benefit, eat papaya fully ripe, when it yields slightly to pressure, and include some of the black seeds, which contain additional anti-inflammatory compounds. Those tiny black seeds contain a compound called carpane that works as a natural ACE inhibitor, helping to relax blood vessels in the same way prescription drugs do. Try combining papaya with a small amount of healthy fat like Greek yogurt or a few nuts, which helps your body absorb its fat-soluble vitamins and enzymes. The ideal serving is about 1 cup of fresh papaya daily, preferably consumed in the morning when your digestive enzymes are naturally at their peak. For those taking blood thinners like warfarin, papaya can be a perfect complement. Its enzymes work through different pathways than medication, enhancing overall protection. Researchers at the University of Florida found that combining conventional blood thinners with papaya's natural enzymes provided more comprehensive protection than either alone. But if you're looking for something that specifically targets the inflamed arterial walls where clots form most easily, our next fruit is revolutionary. For centuries, pomegranate has been a symbol of life and fertility across cultures. Now modern science confirms it may actually extend life by protecting your heart. A groundbreaking study at the University of Naples found that pomegranate juice reduced plaque buildup in arteries by an astonishing 35% over just 3 months. This wasn't just an isolated finding. A separate clinical trial at UCLA Medical Center showed that daily pomegranate consumption reversed arterial plaque in patients with severe heart disease. The lead researcher, Dr. Michael Avaram, called the results unprecedented and noted that no prescription medication had ever demonstrated this ability to reverse plaque. But what makes this ruby red fruit so powerful? The answer lies in unique compounds called punicalagins that trigger a process called autophagy in your blood vessels. Punicalagins are up to 100 times more potent than the antioxidants in green tea when it comes to neutralizing the free radicals that damage arterial walls. These compounds are so effective at protecting blood vessels that pharmaceutical companies are currently trying to synthesize them for new heart medications. Autophagy is essentially your body's cleaning system, removing damaged cells and debris from arterial walls before they can become clot-forming hotspots. When this cleaning system works efficiently, your arteries remain flexible and clear, allowing smooth blood flow and dramatically reducing your risk of clots. The Israeli Institute of Technology discovered that pomegranate compounds can increase autophagy activity in blood vessels by up to 60%, essentially supercharging your body's natural protection. Pomegranate also increases nitric oxide production, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels, improves circulation, and prevents the pressure spikes that can dislodge clots. Nitric oxide is so vital for cardiovascular health that the scientists who discovered its role in the body were awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine. Studies show pomegranate can boost nitric oxide levels by 30–50%, leading to measurable improvements in blood flow within just 30 minutes of consumption. Most people make a critical mistake with pomegranate, though. They drink only the juice, missing the most powerful part, the white membranes between the seeds. These membranes contain ellagic acid, which research shows may inhibit blood clot formation as effectively as some prescription medications, but without side effects. A study in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that ellagic acid reduced platelet aggregation by 70%, a remarkable effect for a natural compound. The seeds themselves contain unique fatty acids that can reduce inflammation in blood vessels, creating an environment where clots are less likely to form. Even the tough outer skin, which is typically discarded, contains beneficial compounds that can be extracted by simmering pieces in water to make a therapeutic tea. For ultimate protection, eat pomegranate seeds with their surrounding juice sacs and white membranes intact, what scientists call the whole food matrix. Try this simple morning ritual. Soak 1/4 cup of pomegranate seeds in water overnight, then drink the water and eat the seeds first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. This method allows your body to absorb the maximum amount of punicalagins when your digestive system is most receptive, giving all-day protection against clot formation. The soaking process also helps break down compounds called tannins that might otherwise limit the absorption of the most beneficial elements in the fruit. But while pomegranate works on larger vessels, our next fruits target the tiny capillaries where circulation problems often begin. As we age, our smallest blood vessels, the capillaries, become increasingly fragile and prone to microscopic clots that can lead to cognitive decline and reduced mobility. These tiny vessels, thinner than a human hair, deliver oxygen to your brain, eyes, fingers, and toes, areas where circulation problems first become noticeable. When capillaries weaken or become blocked, the symptoms range from cold extremities and numbness to more serious issues like memory lapses and vision deterioration. Blueberries and strawberries contain anthocyanins, powerful compounds that restore elasticity to blood vessels and actively prevent the tiny microclots that accumulate over time. Anthocyanins are what give these berries their vibrant colors, but their benefit goes far beyond aesthetics. They're medicinal compounds with remarkable properties. A 20-year study tracking 93,600 women found that those eating 3 servings of berries weekly had a 32% lower risk of heart attack compared to women who rarely ate them. This wasn't a small study with questionable methods. It was published in Circulation, the Journal of the American Heart Association, and shocked the medical community. Even more remarkable, a study from the UK found that blueberry consumption improved blood flow to the brain within just 1 hour of eating them. Using advanced brain imaging technology, researchers at the University of Exeter measured a significant increase in brain activity in areas controlling memory and cognition. This rapid effect happens because berries contain specific flavonoids that cross the blood-brain barrier, directly protecting the delicate vessels in your brain. These compounds literally strengthen the walls of your tiniest blood vessels, preventing the microscopic tears that can trigger the formation of tiny clots. In a landmark study published in the Journals of Gerontology, older adults who consumed blueberries daily for 12 weeks showed increased brain activity equivalent to being 10 years younger. The researchers specifically noted improvements in circulation to areas of the brain associated with memory, a major concern for anyone worried about cognitive decline. Many people eat berries with yogurt or cereal, which is good, but for maximizing their clot-preventing potential, try eating them with a small piece of dark chocolate. The compounds in dark chocolate, 70% plus cacao, enhance the bioavailability of berry anthocyanins by up to 40%, according to research from the University of Reading. This synergistic effect occurs because chocolate contains epicatechins that protect anthocyanins from breaking down in your digestive system before they can be absorbed. Frozen berries actually contain more available anthocyanins than fresh ones because freezing breaks down cell walls, releasing more of these protective compounds. This makes frozen organic berries not just more affordable and convenient, but actually more medicinally potent than their fresh counterparts in many cases. Wild berries, when available, contain up to 10 times more anthocyanins than commercially grown varieties due to environmental stress that increases production. For those with family history of stroke or memory concerns, try this powerful combination: 1/2 cup mixed berries with 1 square of dark chocolate daily before noon. This provides protection precisely when clot risk peaks for most people, between 6 a.m. and noon, according to the American Heart Association. Adding a small pinch of Ceylon cinnamon further enhances circulation by improving insulin sensitivity, which directly impacts how well your capillaries function. But while berries protect your smallest vessels, you need something to maintain the flexibility of your larger arteries, which brings us to our next superfruit. For decades, avocados were blacklisted as too fatty for heart health. Now we know this was one of medicine's biggest mistakes. The monounsaturated fats in avocados actually reduce the sticky, clot-forming particles in your bloodstream while raising the protective HDL cholesterol. This is a fundamental shift in our understanding of heart health. The right kinds of fats don't cause heart disease, they help prevent it. A landmark study from Penn State University found that eating one avocado daily for 5 weeks reduced oxidized LDL particles by 60%, a primary trigger for blood clots. Oxidized LDL is like rancid oil in your blood vessels. It triggers inflammation, damages arterial walls, and creates the perfect environment for clots to form. The research team, led by Dr. Penny Chris Itherton, called avocados one of the most effective dietary interventions they had ever studied for cardiovascular health. Avocados are also one of the richest sources of vitamin K, which regulates the clotting process and prevents both excessive clotting and dangerous bleeding. This delicate balance is crucial. You don't want blood that's too thick or too thin, but rather a perfect homeostasis that allows normal clotting only when needed. Unlike synthetic blood thinners that disrupt this balance, avocados help regulate it naturally, supporting your body's innate intelligence rather than overriding it. What makes avocados unique is their high content of glutathione, often called the master antioxidant, which prevents oxidative damage to blood vessel walls. Your body produces glutathione naturally, but production declines with age, stress, and environmental toxins, making dietary sources increasingly important after age 40. Avocados contain more glutathione than any other fruit, up to 14 mg per 100 grams, providing direct support to your body's most powerful internal antioxidant system. This matters because damaged vessel walls are exactly where clots form, much like how a cut on your skin forms a scab. Healthy vessel walls dramatically reduce clot risk. Avocados also contain unique compounds called sterols that have been shown to help prevent the formation of arterial plaque, the breeding ground for blood clots. These plant sterols are so effective that they're now being extracted and added to specialized, heart-healthy margarines and supplements sold at premium prices. Most people eat the creamy center of avocados but discard the dark green layer just beneath the skin, yet this layer contains the highest concentration of compounds. Research from the National University of Singapore found that this dark green portion contains up to 25% more antioxidants than the lighter flesh most people consume. To get the full benefit, use a spoon to scrape every bit of flesh from the skin, and include the slightly darker portions that most people leave behind. For maximum clot protection, try eating half an avocado with a slice of whole grain toast and a squeeze of lemon juice first thing in the morning. The carbohydrates in the toast help transport avocado's nutrients to your blood vessels, while vitamin C from lemon enhances absorption of its fat-soluble vitamins. Another effective strategy is to blend avocado into smoothies. The healthy fats improve absorption of other nutrients and give you long-lasting energy without a crash. But avocados can be expensive and seasonal. For a more affordable, year-round option that's just as effective, our final fruit is a grocery store staple. D-stream while raising the protective HDL cholesterol. A landmark study from Penn State University found that eating one avocado daily for 5 weeks reduced oxidized LDL particles by 60%, a primary trigger for blood clots. Avocados are also one of the richest sources of vitamin K, which regulates the clotting process and prevents both excessive clotting and dangerous bleeding. What makes avocados unique is their high content of glutathione, often called the master antioxidant, which prevents oxidative damage to blood vessel walls. This matters because damaged vessel walls are exactly where clots form, much like how a cut on your skin forms a scab. Healthy vessel walls dramatically reduce clot risk. Most people eat the creamy center of avocados but discard the dark green layer just beneath the skin, yet this layer contains the highest concentration of compounds. To get the full benefit, use a spoon to scrape every bit of flesh from the skin, and include the slightly darker portions that most people leave behind. For maximum clot protection, try eating half an avocado with a slice of whole grain toast and a squeeze of lemon juice first thing in the morning. The carbohydrates in the toast help transport avocado's nutrients to your blood vessels, while vitamin C from lemon enhances absorption of its fat-soluble vitamins. But avocados can be expensive and seasonal. For a more affordable, year-round Option that's just as effective, our final fruit is a grocery store staple. What if the most effective blood clot prevention was sitting in your fruit bowl right now, costing less than 50 cents, and completely overlooked by most people? Bananas contain the perfect trifecta for cardiovascular health: potassium to regulate blood pressure, vitamin B6 to lower homocysteine levels, and fiber to reduce inflammation. High blood pressure damages vessel walls, creating perfect conditions for clots to form, but the 422 milligrams of potassium in a medium banana helps counteract this process. A 2017 review in the American Journal of Physiology confirmed that adequate potassium intake reduces clot formation by relaxing blood vessels and improving blood flow. But the real secret to banana's clot-fighting power lies in its ability to reduce fibrinogen, a clotting protein that increases with age and stress. As we get older, fibrinogen levels naturally rise, making our blood more sticky and prone to clotting. Banana's unique nutrient profile helps counteract this process. Most people eat bananas when they're bright yellow, but for maximum blood-thinning benefits, wait until they develop small brown spots, a sign of higher serotonin content. Serotonin is not just a mood booster, it's also a natural blood vessel dilator that improves circulation and prevents the stagnation that leads to clots. But here's the mind-blowing peel trick. I promised. The inside of banana peels contains 3 compounds that are more powerful blood thinners than the fruit itself. Instead of throwing away the peel, try this. Scrape the white inner lining of the peel with a spoon and add it to your morning smoothie or oatmeal. This white material contains rutin, salicylic acid, and dopamine, 3 compounds that work synergistically to prevent platelet aggregation and dissolve fibrin. A study from the University of Taiwan found that banana peel extract reduced clotting factors by up to 30%, comparable to low-dose aspirin but without stomach irritation. We've covered 7 powerful fruits that can literally save your life by preventing and dissolving dangerous blood clots before they cause a crisis. The pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to know that these simple foods work through the same biological pathways as many prescription medications but without side effects. Remember, red grapes with their resveratrol, kiwi with its fibrin-busting actinidin, papaya's protein-dissolving enzymes, and pomegranate's vessel-cleaning punicalagins. Don't forget the berry anthocyanins that protect your tiniest vessels, avocado's balancing effect on cholesterol, and the overlooked power of humble bananas. For maximum protection, try incorporating at least 3 of these fruits into your daily routine, focusing especially on morning consumption when absorption is optimal. If you're currently taking blood thinners, don't stop your medication, but do talk to your doctor about how these foods might enhance your protection naturally. The warning signs of a blood clot can be subtle: unexplained leg pain, slight shortness of breath, or mild chest discomfort that comes and goes. Don't wait for a crisis to start taking care of your circulatory system. Small daily choices with these 7 fruits could literally save your life. If you found this information valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe for more life-saving health tips backed by real science, not pharmaceutical marketing. Leave a comment below sharing which of these fruits you'll add to your grocery list this week. Your experience might help someone else avoid a life-threatening clot. Remember, your heart beats about 100,000 times every day. Each of those heartbeats is an opportunity to protect yourself with the powerful medicine nature provides.